Hello, boys and girls. Today I will teach you how to draw the cockle shell. This is found in the Island Story. Chapter 4, this crazy emperor had his soldiers pick up all these shells on the shores in France. Instead of going to England or the Big Island, he had him stop there and pick up all of these cockle shells. So get your supplies ready so you can learn how to draw this seashell. You will need paper, pencil, and crayons, and make sure you have an eraser. And I'll wait right here for you. By the way, my name is Diane Eddy, and I'm a retired school teacher. And of course, I love to read and I love to draw. Drawing helps us remember things better. So hurry and get your supplies and meet me back here. Now that you have your supplies of crayons, an eraser and pencil, and paper, let's begin. First thing I did was I put a border around my paper. I'm going to use a blue crayon. You may use whatever color you want. And I put a dot in each corner of my paper. And then I drew a line to match or connect. Now I'm going to go down maybe, it would probably be a finger length on you. I'm going to go a half of a finger length on me. And I'm just going to draw a line across because this is where my title will go, or the name of the shell. And now I'm going back to my pencil because I'm going to draw the shape of this cockle shell. And I see 4 points to it. And it really looks like a square that's kind of turned. So I'm going to find the middle of my paper, about right there. I'm going to go over, and then I'm going to drop down, about right there. And I'm going to make a line up and stop about a finger length below that. Come over to the middle, go up a finger length, and I'm going to draw a line over. So I just made a plus sign. And then we'll make our seashell. I see that it's rounded down here at the bottom, and then it curves up. And it curves up to on the other side. And if it's not perfect, that's why we have an eraser, boys and girls. And then I'm going to go around and meet it on the other side. This doesn't look as straight as this, so I'm going to fix mine. Yours is probably perfect. Mine's not. There. And then there's part of the shell, and it goes, this middle part goes down below it. It's almost like a rectangle shape. Now I'm going to take my black crayon, and I'm going to make an outline of my shell. But this is jagged, kind of curly-cued. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just curl, make a wavy like, and then I'm going to stop at my line right here, and I'm going to bring it down and curve around. And now I can't see this, so I'm going to turn my paper so I can join those lines. And then I'm going to trace around this part of the shell. Okay, now I'm going to use my brown, and I'm going to, no, wait a minute, let's do something different, boys and girls. Let's go back to our pencil. And you see how it starts down at the bottom and how it spreads out? They're like little ridges. This is what makes this cockle shell so distinct. They have like little ridges. Now look how much wider it is here than here. And that's what you will do. And you'll bring your lines down to meet at the bottom. I'm kind of curving my lines. It's not straight. I'm kind of curving my lines. It's not straight. Now I'm going to take my paper and I'm going to turn it because I am right-handed, so it makes it easier for me to see. To curve these lines to make little ridges in my shell. And it's not perfect, boys and girls, but that's what makes it fun. We can create and just have a great time with it. Now we can go with our crayons and make, I guess, the ridges. But first I'm going to draw a curve so I can make sure I get them in the right place and that I curve my lines. So you can see where I did at the bottom, I did the middle, and then I kind of did on the ends and went over. And they made little short lines to kind of darken that. And that's what you will do. So I can see how making the curve line helped me make the curve that's imprinted on this shell. Now I'm going to shade behind each ridge. So that's why I drew those lines to help me shade. turn my paper and I can see better how to shade behind each ridge. I'm going to shade, let me turn this around the right way. I'm going to make little circles and I'm going to go behind the shell. This little part is behind it. Now I'm going to use my, it looks like it's called a apricot color. It's in between an orange and a yellow. And I'm going to color this just right below my dark line that I colored. It may be hard to see. Okay, I'm going to go up here and I'm just going to add some more color. Now I'm going to take my yellow and I'm going to go against the other side that I shaded. And this line is very prominent. You can really see that. Maybe I can erase that. There. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to go back with my brown. And I'm going to go in a circular motion. I'm not pressing as hard as I did when I made the ridges. I'm coloring over the apricot color. And you can see how this is very light here. I'm going to go back in with my yellow. And just cover that up lightly. Same way with the middle part, just very lightly. Now this part. And then let's go to the bottom. There. Now let's work on blending a little bit. I'm going to take my crayon again, my brown, and I'm going in a circular motion, trying to eliminate that hard line between the brown and the yellow. Now I'm going to take my white crayon. This is one of the few times we'll use white, and we will blend the colors together. going to blend. Let me see if I can bring my camera down so it's easier for you to see how I can blend the colors together with a white crayon. I'm going to try to blend these lines together. There we go. Now, as I said earlier, this shell is found on the shores and beaches. So at the bottom, I use my blue and I just drew a straight line across to show the ocean, pretending this part is the sky. And then I kind of went like this down a little ways and I just kind of zigzagged it, kind of curved in like that. And this part, if you have another shade of blue, you can use that to just put in different colors of your ocean. Now I'm leaving it white in areas, and look how much darker I went on the sides. Now I'm going to pull it out and leave light areas. I'm going to go back to my other blue again and try to blend in different shades of blue. It kind of creates a little depth in the water. Now I'm going to take my brown to show the shoreline. This is where the shells lay, the sandy beaches. And I'm only going to go up so far because this is the foam that the waves create when they splash in, bringing all the shells in from the ocean. And you can just color this across, leaving white spaces. Then you can use your yellow and fill it in, because we see that the sand is not always the same color. It has different depths to it, different shades are on it. Now what are we going to do with this foam? We have to show that it's rolling in. So I'm going to use my black crayon. Can you find your black crayon? And we're going to make big circles. So I'll show you. I'm going to start in the middle, curve up and down like that. I'm going to make another one, curve up and then back. make them close together because this is an illusion of the foam that the water's giving. I'm just curving them in, making little circles, putting them back to back. There's no right or wrong way. Your way on your paper looks good because you are doing it. Start little and then you'll go bigger. There. So this is the shore where the cockle shells were laying and the soldiers had to pick them up in their island story. So let's identify this shell, and it's C-O-C-K-L-E, cockle shell. Now people do eat what is inside the cockle shell. They say it's very sweet. These they'll open up and they will pull out the meat that's inside. Now what I do with my print, I put little dots just to kind of bring out the print. Do you have to do this? No. This is just something that Mrs. Eddie does. So there we have it, boys and girls. There's your cockle shell that goes along with your island story. Here's what we drew from, and this is our picture. So thank you for joining me today. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe so you can be notified of future stories that I draw from. Drawing helps us remember better, so get ready for the next drawing. Thanks for joining me today, boys and girls.